Isn't it good enough that I'm just not pulling anymore? Nope, you gotta go into heel now. A very specific position. Oh boy. All right, break. Heel. That's right. Right there. That's right. Break. Push that. That's it. Yeah. Atta boy. Yeah. What it would be like without heel. It would have the leash, and it'd be a lot of, you know, playing around. Look at it, it's kind of annoying, right? He's on this side, he's on that side. Even if he's not barking and pulling and lunging, it's still kind of annoying. And then you add another dog into the mix, because he lives with, you know, obviously, Goji. That's not going to be very practical just on a sidewalk. So, especially if there's somebody coming. So heel is very practical, but it's also good for their minds. It makes them behave better, okay? It's like having them use their manners, all right? Walk politely, not like a hooligan. And then when we get to where we're going, you can be a little bit of a hooligan, okay? Because you're a dog and you're allowed to have some fun. All right? But not during the heel, okay? This needs to be taken seriously. He's not doing anything anyway, like of any importance as he's wandering around, right? Okay. Heel. Good. Give him something to do and expect him to do it. Good. That's good, boy. That was nice. Very good. Yeah, bud. Yeah. We're in the very beginning of teaching this off-leash heel position. Yeah, good. Yeah. That was right. Nice. Come on. Tiring you out, aren't I? Good. Nice. Good. 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 That was a fun training session. Very difficult for my friend Prince, but as he gets familiar, he's going to realize that it's not actually all that difficult. But it's very common in the beginning of teaching this. We have the point, the perfect spot, right? This is what we're going to call point A. This is where I want him. When he's here, good boy, hey, how's it going? Hey, good boy. As he ventures out, either that way, that way, that way, or behind me, there's then a beep to say, hey, that's wrong, go back to position, and then held pressure at, the level varies a little bit depending on his mind. It's usually as low as I can get away with that still grabs his attention, okay? So anywhere on him between a 5 and like a 15 is what mainly you were seeing there. The pressure's held, okay? So beep, held, I guide. When he hits back to proper position, the pressure's off. Good boy. Oh, good boy. Constant feedback at this point. Good boy. Good, good. I'm not just saying good once, okay? This will fade off very, very quick. So I walk and I let him go, right? And I start with a longer leash. And as the exercise goes on, you'll notice I'm giving him a little less. And then as I start again, I'll start long again, okay? And then, okay, because when it's long, it just pretty much teaches him to come somewhere right around here, right? It'll get him around that area. And then in order to be a little bit more specific, I have to have my leash like this, okay? So you're gonna wanna get good at being able to let him out and reel it in real fast. And let him out and reel it in. That's kind of a pain. But once you get good at that, you can let your dog go out, hear the stem, or hear the beep, feel the stem, you guide them back in. What happens is you eventually want to fade off your guidance. You want to see if they can get it without you feeding them the answer every single time. But in the beginning, depending on what dog you're working with, some dogs pick this up like that, okay? All right, every dog's different. This guy's going to need some reps. So I'm looking at, I would say a couple, 3 days probably, where I focus on this, and he should probably be in a way better spot, not needing the leash. I would say essentially off leash. Okay, we're really close. He made a lot of improvements in this little session here. I'm gonna do it a little bit more, and then I'm gonna let him relax, okay? Heel. Stem still on, good. It's off when I say good. Good job, bud. Good. Sit. And here's what's cool is that can be a rep too, right? You can practice just getting locked into the position and then stopping and considering that a rep. Of course, eventually you want to do like walking for quite some time because the dog's going to get bored and, you know, try to leave position and all that. Heel. Good. Nice. Now his response was so quick, I didn't put any stim on that one. Because I want him to start to be educated enough to know if you move immediately and you get the answer right, there is no stim. Good, there's stim. Good. That stim is more like a humming sensation. So it's not consequential, it's more informational for him. He knows that when it's turned off, he's in the right position. Okay, how does he know that? Because it turns off and then I say good boy. That's how he knows that. Good. Okay, so when you're training a dog like this, you have, the dog does part of the training, okay? And we're gonna sit and talk about that for a second. Hey, good boy, hey. Break. Good boy, let's let him have some free time. Good boy. So the dog is a participant, you know, eventually. Sometimes they come in and they don't want to work and they have their attitude, but once the attitude is adjusted and they're a working participant to learn the lesson, then I have what I have in front of me now, which is Prince. He's totally cooperative. He just doesn't know what I'm asking of him. So I have to explain it to him. And the way that I do it is I say, hey, we don't understand what each other's saying really, right? Not really, really, really well. So here's what we'll do. I'll ask you to try stuff and try to let you know with my body and everything I can where I need you to go and what I need you to do. And I want you to really pay attention and just keep trying until we figure it out. And when we figure it out, I'm gonna say good. And when you really start to go AWOL, I'm gonna say no. And within the course of 20 minutes, we might find out what I'm asking of you, right? Or 10 minutes or 3 minutes, depending on the dog and depending on how good we're having a session, right? If the dog's trying, we're gonna get somewhere really quick. All right, so what I look for is effort. From him is just him trying, him doing his best, good. He doesn't have to be getting it right. He just has to be trying. He'll get it eventually through trying, but what we don't want is we don't want a dog resisting our lesson or our authority, or when we're trying to tell them what to do. We don't want them ignoring us or just outright trying to, you know, go up the leash, have a little hissy fit because we're trying to teach them something, okay? That gets punished, and then we move on. We get to this state where he's been very compliant, okay? But there's times where he zones out in this session. There was a couple times where he kind of just stopped trying as hard, and I corrected a little bit firmer. And then he was trying again, so then I used very low stim, okay? So he's an active participant. I'm asking him to try something when I say heel, and I'm tapping here, and I got the leash to move his body physically where I need him to be. I have the stim that turns off when he's supposed to be there, right? I mean, I have all these layers of information for him to pick up what I'm saying. If he's trying, it's not going to be hard at all. If he's not trying, it'll be difficult. So the big challenge when you go to train a dog, and what they probably won't tell you on most training videos is, because the dog you're seeing on the training video most of the time has already been trained. It's just showing you what the command looks like. Getting the dog to want to work with you and to stop being a brat is most of the time, because they don't want to be told what to do. That's the difficult stuff. But you do it through this style of training, okay? You just ask for something small, and you keep having that conversation back and forth until you get it, okay? Like here, I'm gonna ask for a down, because he doesn't like the down. He just doesn't like the down. Down. And his response is, So I go very low on the E-collar, he's a 7. Down. You can always tell the dog knew what you were saying, but was waiting to see if you were serious when they do it immediately after a correction. Good. Now, I'm teaching him not to roll over. That's why I got my foot on the leash, because he has this tendency of now turning work into play. Yes, I'll lay down, but rub my belly. It's always something in it for him. He has a very self-centered way of living. When he comes up to you and he wants loving from you, it's for him. It's not for you. It makes you feel good, but it's for him. So I'm teaching him to prioritize the humans in his life, to look at us and say, what would you like me to do, considering that's why he's here, right? He's not here to do whatever the heck he wants. He's here to enhance the life of the family and to be part of the family, and he needs to know what his role is. And his role is to drop what he's doing, look at the humans and say, what would they want me to do? And if he does that and we turn around and we see him doing that, we're going to say, man, you're a good boy. And that's the relationship, right? A lot of modern dogs don't think that way. They're opportunists, and they're all taking advantage of the situation, being bums, not having to do anything for anything, and getting everything. So we're taking these guys that have that mentality of doing whatever they want, whenever they want, and still living a nice, cushy life, and we're trying to get them to be responsible, thinking, mature companions that can be a good family dog, to be honest with you. So, because they don't come in good family dogs, that's why they're here. I'll tell you, nobody goes through a program like this if everything's okay at home. This is disturbing homes. And he's a good dog, but they're crazy, okay? So here we go. He's actually done, because look at this. Look at what he did. He gave me effort. It wasn't perfect, but man, he gave me effort. Good, that's all I needed. This whole time, he's held his down stay, looking at me. I'm not gonna ask any more from him today. That was plenty. He can relax, and tomorrow we'll pick up where we left off. Let's go get his brother. Break.